a Hollywood power couple might be facing criminal charges, and the evidence trail leads straight back to a shady lawsuit that disappeared the moment Blake Lively filed her complaint. We're talking about potential conspiracy charges, unauthorized computer access, and a web of deception so intricate it could bring down Ryan Reynolds' entire business empire. The latest court ruling just handed Justin Baldoni's team the keys to unlock communications that Blake and Ryan probably never wanted anyone to see, and what's buried in those messages could turn this already explosive legal battle into an actual criminal investigation. The judge has spoken, discovery is happening, and the walls are closing in on Hollywood's golden couple faster than anyone expected. This isn't just celebrity drama anymore, this is a legal nightmare that could end with mugshots and prison time. Every new development makes their situation look worse, and Baldoni's legal victories keep stacking up while Blake and Ryan's team scrambles desperately to contain a disaster spiraling completely out of control. Justin Baldoni and his legal team scored another major win when the judge sided with them on their motion for judgment, essentially agreeing to examine whether Blake Lively's lawsuit even has legal legs to stand on. The court rejected Blake's team's desperate plea for more time and confirmed they'll review the case's legal foundation at the same time as summary judgment, which could toss out huge chunks of her claims before this ever reaches trial. But that's not all. This ruling directly connects two separate lawsuits in a way that could expose the entire scheme Blake and Ryan allegedly orchestrated behind the scenes. Jennifer Abel, Baldoni's publicist, is now positioned to access every single communication related to the suspicious Van Zandt lawsuit, the shell company that Ryan Reynolds just happens to be CEO of. What she uncovers in those records could be absolutely devastating for the couple's reputation and legal standing. The judge basically handed Abel a roadmap to prove conspiracy, and she's already following it straight to their doorstep with subpoenas that will force them to hand over everything they've been hiding. Here's where the story gets absolutely wild, because Stephanie Jones, who was supposed to be Baldoni's publicist, decided to betray her client and team up with Blake Lively instead. Jones allegedly handed over Jennifer Abel's private phone data to Blake's legal team through a sketchy subpoena filed by Van Zandt, this mysterious company owned by Blake and Ryan that apparently exists only on paper. It gets even worse when you realize that Van Zandt sued 10 anonymous people, then conveniently dropped the entire lawsuit the day before Blake filed her official complaint. They got exactly what they needed and pretended the whole thing never happened. Judge Lyman initially told Baldoni's team they couldn't access the communications between Van Zandt, Stephanie Jones, and Blake's lawyers because they'd asked too late. But now Jennifer Abel has the green light to dig into everything, and she's hunting for proof that this entire operation was designed solely to steal her personal information. The timing is so suspicious that even casual observers are questioning how Blake's team can justify this as legitimate. Hey, things get even messier from here, because if Jennifer Abel can prove that Van Zandt was nothing more than a shell company created specifically to gain illegal access to her phone, and if she can demonstrate that Blake and Ryan knew this was the plan all along, they could be personally liable for criminal charges. We're talking invasion of privacy, misuse of subpoena, abuse of process, and conspiracy to violate California Penal Code 502, which covers unauthorized computer access and carries serious penalties, including potential jail time. What came next surprised everyone when legal experts started calculating what criminal charges would mean for Ryan Reynolds' business empire, especially his maximum effort marketing company that's become his bread and butter. The financial and reputational devastation would be nuclear, potentially ending careers that took decades to build. Major brands would immediately distance themselves from anyone facing criminal conspiracy charges, and the loss of endorsement deals alone could cost them tens of millions before they even factor in legal fees and potential settlements. And here's where it gets wild with the connection to free speech, because Perez Hilton just received the Civil Rights Leadership Award from the ACLU specifically for standing up to Blake Lively's legal intimidation tactics. The nonprofit organization that defends constitutional rights across America decided that Perez's fight against Blake's harassment via subpoena was significant enough to deserve recognition, which is absolutely humiliating for Team Lively. The reason this happened will shock you. Blake's lawyer spent months bullying Perez with a subpoena, forcing him into 2 court hearings where he represented himself to avoid spending $100,000 on legal fees. But the moment ACLU stepped in to represent him, Blake's team dropped everything like it never happened. That proves the subpoena was never about legitimate discovery, but purely about punishing someone who dared criticize her. Now she's got a major civil rights organization publicly calling out her abuse of the legal system while giving awards to the people she tried to intimidate into silence. The twist? It's even bigger than you think, because Taylor Swift's new album just dropped and fans are convinced one of the songs contains a direct message about Blake. The track called Cancelled has lyrics that seem eerily targeted, especially the phrase about girl bossing too close to the sun, which Candace Owens claims Taylor lifted from her own commentary about the Blake Lively drama. And listen to this. At the cinema launch event, Taylor reportedly told the audience she doesn't believe people should be canceled for jokes or things taken out of context and would support her canceled friends, but then added, unless they've done something really bad, before cutting to the video. Blake desperately tried to spin this as support by liking Taylor's Instagram post about the album, and suddenly, headlines screamed about their renewed friendship. But anyone paying attention knows Taylor hasn't forgiven Blake for the alleged blackmail situation that went down between them. And this public performance of clicking a like button changes absolutely nothing. But here's the kicker from Taylor's own mouth in an old interview that resurfaced, where she explicitly stated, "You don't have to forgive or forget to move on from toxic people, you just become indifferent and walk away." She doubled down on this philosophy during her podcast appearance with Travis Kelce, dropping hints about people who think everything revolves around them, which sounds suspiciously like Blake's conviction that the entire internet organized a paid smear campaign against her. This is where it gets downright chaotic, because the song Blake chose for It Ends With Us was Taylor's My Tears Ricochet. And when you hear Taylor's explanation of that song, it's chilling. She described it as being about greed and how someone who was your most trusted companion can become your worst enemy. Someone who knows exactly how to hurt you because they once knew you so intimately. Like a superhero whose greatest nemesis used to be their best friend, who knows all their weaknesses and vulnerabilities and now uses that knowledge as a weapon. The story only gets darker from here when you look at Ryan Reynolds' pattern of changing details in his public stories. Specifically, the incident involving Tom Arnold that's been told at least 5 different ways across various interviews. Reynolds claims he made a joke about Arnold on a late-night show, then ran into him in his apartment lobby and apologized, then sent him alcohol as a peace offering, except Arnold is a recovering alcoholic, which made the gesture wildly inappropriate. But the real shock came later when someone actually reached out to Tom Arnold directly on Instagram to verify the story, and he confirmed the basic facts were true. Though the details Ryan shared kept morphing from one bottle of champagne to an entire case, and whether Arnold's wife called Ryan or Ryan sent a letter keeps changing depending on which interview you're watching. The inconsistencies raise serious questions about Reynolds' credibility when someone can't keep basic facts straight in a story they've told publicly multiple times. This is where the story takes its most dramatic turn yet, because Blake Lively has now started filtering her Instagram comments to only show positive messages, creating this bizarre artificial reality where 13 people tell her they love her on every post, while thousands of critical voices get silenced. The contrast with Taylor Swift's approach, who simply turned off all comments rather than curating a fake narrative, couldn't be more stark. What insiders revealed next changed everything. If Jennifer Abel's legal team can prove that Van Zandt existed solely as a vehicle to steal her phone data, and that Blake and Ryan orchestrated the entire scheme while knowing it was illegal, we're looking at charges that could include federal crimes. The entertainment industry is watching this case with unprecedented attention because it could set precedents about how far celebrities can abuse the legal system before facing actual consequences. Blake and Ryan built their brands on being America's perfect couple, but if criminal charges materialize, that carefully constructed image will shatter so completely that no amount of PR magic will ever repair it.